how are you today? I am so glad that you're here today. It means the world to me. If we haven't met, my name's Dawn and I am 55 years old, so apparently I have mature skin. And for years, I have been wanting to be able to create an entire makeup look, start to finish, with nothing but drugstore products, and I'm finally there. It has taken me years. Just for the record, I do have oily skin, but clearly mature skin. So let's create an entire makeup look with very affordable products, super easy to find, start to finish. Now, this is more about products than application. I usually do a lot of application videos, but this is going to be more about what products I'm using. So I'm going to kind of skim over application. Everything will be linked down in the description below. And if you don't know how to find the products below, as you are looking at the screen, the right hand corner, there should be a little down arrow. You can click on that. You should see the word more. Click on that. It will expand. All of the links will be down there below, as well as maybe a few other videos that I might link. So let's go ahead and get started. I am always changing what products I'm using, what I'm trying first, last, whatever. I love a makeup primer, but I've been experimenting with using a setting spray, which serves as a setting spray and primer in one. And I want to say this. I love the Milani Make It Last setting sprays so much. They're my absolute favorite for the fine mist, the cost, everything except for the one with SPF. And I hated that. It has a chemical SPF and it just burned my skin. This is the Make It Last Dewy. Anything dewy is going to be more hydrating. I don't like this at the end of my makeup application because it adds more hydration. I have very oily skin, so I don't need it, but I held on to it. And I've been loving it before makeup as a primer because it makes a smooth canvas and gives you a little bit of hydration. So it almost kind of sort of serves as skincare and primer in one. A few months ago, I posted a video about having two different concealers, at the very least, two different concealers in two different colors. And my favorite concealer is the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. I have two different colors. One is just a hair darker than the other, and I use it to spot conceal. And what I have been doing is using the darker of the two for the spot concealing before I apply foundation. The discoloration around my nose, around my mouth, sunspots, things like that. Next is color corrector. I made a video not too long ago about color corrector, and oh my stars and garters, I am all on board the color corrector train. There are a lot of color correctors out there. There are a lot of different colors that you could use. Right now, I'm really just playing around with the rosy peachy color correctors that are really good for the under eye discoloration and like the super maybe dark spots that you have. I fight with this stupid sunspot all the time, and then, as if I'm in the 8th grade, I burned it with a curling iron the other day, making it so much worse. Now I'm going to apply foundation. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Nude. And let me just say this, I have to apologize because I forgot that the one thing that I'm not using that is not drugstore is the Tarte color corrector. I had forgotten all about this. Other than that, everything else is drugstore, Amazon, super affordable, super easy to get. I forgot about that color corrector, so I do apologize for that. That just now occurred to me. They did just change the L'Oreal True Match bottle, and they do have a different applicator on it. I cannot find my color in that new applicator, but I do apply it with a brush. And then remember, when you're applying your foundation, not to apply your foundation directly underneath your eyes. You already have enough things there with skincare, color corrector in my case, concealer. You don't need one more thing that can cake and crease and misbehave throughout the day. So I do not apply foundation right here. This is about as far as I go up, and then occasionally I do apply it over my eyes just to help with that redness and discoloration. I'm going to apply concealer underneath my eyes now, and I like to apply it to my hand and then use a brush for a really good application. I do have videos about that. If you're going to do a very dramatic eye look, you can do your eyes and then apply concealer under your eyes after, because that helps clean up any mistakes. I'm not going to do anything super fancy today, so I'm going to go ahead and apply my under eye concealer. And I really like to focus on the darkest areas, which is the inner corner of my eye, and then just that little recessed area right here on the outer corner. When you put a little concealer up with the finished makeup look, it just kind of helps draw the eye up a little bit. We do not need any help drawing everything down. Got a little far down with my concealer, try to clean up some of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and set all of my liquid makeup, and I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. A little bit of blush is next, and I'm using the Milani Luminoso. It's one of my favorite just go-to blushes. And since I'm going to go for an easy eye look today, I'm going to apply a little bit of blush right on that brow bone. Sorry about the dog barking. If it's not the dogs here, it's roosters. I'm going to take my NYX Micro Brow Pencil and fill in my brows just a little bit. Now I'm going to get out my e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm going to mix the highlight color with this light color right here. I'm going to mix the two, and I'm just going to use it as a base eyeshadow. I like to keep my eyeshadow, my eye makeup pretty simple on a daily basis. It just makes life easier. So I generally just do this light color on the lid and then the blush on my brow bone, and I will apply a little eyeliner. By keeping it super simple and keeping that lid light, what it does, especially as we get older and our lids get very heavy and start to droop and we get that hooded eye look, when you can keep that lid very light, it gives your eye a more open appearance by giving you more real estate. I'm going to use this e.l.f. contour palette for a few more things. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the darkest color, and rather than do a lot of contour, I'm just going to do it underneath my chin. I really haven't been in the mood to do a lot of contour lately. So I do kind of drag some of it back to even out that color, but I'm mostly concentrating underneath that chin where, you know, maybe it's just me kind of looking a little bit more double chinish these days. I'm going to apply a little eyeliner now, and I'm using the NYX Epic Smoke Liner in the color Mocha Match. I have made a couple of eye makeup, eyeliner videos lately. I will try to link some of those down below. All of a sudden I notice my lighting is acting weird again. Again, if you have been here for a while, you know I'm in a new setup in a new room in our farmhouse trying to make videos, and I haven't quite gotten my finger on the lighting yet. Every video I think, oh, I think I got it figured out. And then at the end of the video, I'm like, what in the actual heck is going on? All right, I'm going to go back to my e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm going to take the highlighter color and my eyeshadow brush. I'm going to put a little bit in the inner corner. I like to use a highlighter in the inner corner, but not something that is super, super white. I find that white just screams at you, where if you can get a highlighter that's a little off-white, it's just like, that's interesting. And it just wakes you up, looks like you've got a little bit more sleep. Now I'm gonna also take the highlighter just a little bit, and I like to often put it right on that, just the highest part of my cheekbone right there. Again, just to wake up this 55-year-old face and kind of draw it up a little bit. I'm going to set my makeup, and I always do that before mascara. And I do want to say, if you're looking and you're noticing that you can still see like some of that sunspot, some of the discoloration, I never go for a 100% coverage look. I just feel like that can really be unattainable. It can be frustrating. It can be like chasing your tail. So I don't even try. Here's what I do to set my makeup. First thing I'm going to do is set my under eye. And I am in love with this number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. And I'm going to tell you, it is so hard to find. I'm telling you, every time I find one, I order one. But I take this brush, I will link the brushes down below, and I just set underneath the eye. And again, I'm gonna set underneath the eye and go up. Set around my nose, my number 11, underneath my eye, and go up. I said that the Milani Make It Last Dewy Setting Spray was a little too much for my skin since I am very, very oily. If you're oily, absolutely, you need a setting spray. If you have dry skin, try to find one that says dewy. So I'm using this because I already had it and I didn't want to get rid of it. So I'm using this under my makeup as a primer. So after my makeup, to set everything before mascara, I'm using a different Milani Make It Last, and I'm going to spray my entire face, set all of my makeup before mascara, but I have one other little trick to show you. Now, I feel like over a certain age, we're never going to have that perfect, creaseless, amazingly smooth under eye area all day long. I really just don't think it's going to happen. I feel like all we can do is our very best, no pun intended. And here is a good way to get you going in the right direction. I take one of these triangle little puffs and I take my setting spray and just mist it, not saturate it, just mist it, and just press underneath my eye, and then my 11 and around my nose. And that will get you off to a good start to make that under eye area just look even better longer. For this natural peachy pink lip look, I am using the Revlon Color Stay Longwear Lip Liner in the color Natural. And then this is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the color 012 Opal. The mascara that I'm going to use is the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions, and it's their tubing mascara. And For years, I have been trying so hard to get an entire drugstore makeup look. Clearly, I missed the mark on the color corrector. Two things that escaped me were foundation, so the L'Oreal True Match Nude, loving that, and mascara. So foundation and mascara were the things that I was trying to get to. I tried 150 things. I couldn't find the foundation. The L'Oreal True Match Nude did it for me. I'm loving that. And then the mascara, this is an amazing dupe for the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, which I used for years and love it. And I put out a YouTube short just recently, and I'm telling you, you cannot tell the difference between the Thrive Cosmetics tubing mascara and the Milani highly rated lash extensions mascara. You can't tell the difference. If you get nothing else, you need this mascara. Let me go ahead and put it on. I'd love a thumbs up if this was helpful. If you want to see something else from the drugstore, leave me a comment and let me know. Don't forget to come over and find me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best. Go out today and be blessed and do your best.